1. How many new directive principles were added by the 42nd Amendment Act of 1976? ACE 1, B 2, C 3, D 4. Choose the correct answer. Answer D. 2. What is the subject matter of the new directive principle added by the 44th Amendment Act of 1978? A. Early childhood care and education. B. Participation of workers in management of industries. C. Promotion of equal justice and free legal aid. D. Minimizing inequalities in income, status, facilities, and opportunities. Choose the correct answer. Answer D. 3. What was the recommendation of Sir B.N. Raw regarding the rights of an individual? A. They should be divided into two categories, justiciable and non-justiciable. B. They should be incorporated only in Part 3 of the Constitution. C. They should be incorporated only in Part 4 of the Constitution. D. They should be incorporated in both Part 3 and Part 4 of the Constitution. Choose the correct answer. Answer A. 4. Which part of the Constitution incorporates the fundamental rights? A. Part 2. B. Part 3. C. Part 4. D is Part V. Choose the correct answer. Answer B. 5. Which part of the Constitution incorporates the directive principles? 8. Part 3. B. Part 4. C. Part V. D. Part 6. Answer B. 6. What is the nature of the directive principles? A. Justiciable. B. Non-justiciable. C. Both justiciable and non-justiciable. D. None of the above. Answer B. 7. According to Article 37 of the Constitution, what is the duty of the state with regard to the directive principles? A. To apply them in making laws. B. To enforce them strictly. C. To ignore them completely. D. None of the above. Answer A. 8. What kind of obligation do the directive principles impose on state authorities? A. Legal obligation. B. Moral obligation. C. Both legal and moral obligation. D. None of the above. Answer B. 9. What is the force behind the directive principles according to the passage? A. Legal force. B. Political force. C. Social force. D. None of the above. Answer B. 10. Why did the framers of the Constitution make the directive principles non-justiciable and legally non-enforceable? A. Because they believed in court procedures as the ultimate sanction for their fulfillment. B. Because the country did not possess sufficient financial resources to implement them. C. Because there was no need for their implementation. D. None of the above. Answer B. 11. What is the real sanction behind the fulfillment of the directive principles? A. Court procedures. B. Public opinion. C. Both court procedures and public opinion. D. None of the above. Answer B. 12. How many new directive principles were added by the 86th Amendment Act of 2002? ACE 1. B 2. C 3. D none. Answer A. 13. What change did the 86th Amendment Act of 2002 make to Article 45? A. The subject matter of the directive principle was changed. B. It was made a fundamental right. C. It was removed from the directive principles altogether. D. None of the above. Answer B. 14. What is the subject matter of the new directive principle added by the 97th Amendment Act of 2011? A. Participation of workers in management of industries. B. Protection and improvement of the environment. C. Promotion of cooperative societies. D. Early childhood care and education. Answer C. 15. According to Alladi Krishna Swami Iyer, what is the consequence of a ministry responsible to the people ignoring the provisions in Part 4 of the Constitution? A. It will not affect the ministry in any way. B. It will lead to legal action against the ministry. C. It will have to answer to the electorate at the election time. D. None of the above. Answer C. 16. According to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, what will be the consequence for a government that ignores the directive principles while shaping its policy? A. It will face legal action from the courts. B. It will not face any consequence. C. It will have to answer to the electorate at the election time. D. None of the above. Answer C. 17. What did the framers of the Constitution believe more in, according to the passage? A. Court procedures as the ultimate sanction for the fulfillment of the directive principles. B. Financial resources to implement the directive principles. C. An awakened public opinion as the ultimate sanction for the fulfillment of the directive principles. D. None of the above. Answer C. 18. What change did the 42nd Amendment Act of 1976 make to Article 39? A. It added a new directive principle. B. It made early childhood care and education a fundamental right. C. It changed the subject matter of a directive principle. D. None of the above. Answer A. 19. What is the requirement under the new directive principle added by the 42nd Amendment Act of 1976? A. Protection and improvement of the environment. B. Participation of workers in management of industries. C. Opportunities for healthy development of children. D. Minimizing inequalities in income, status, facilities, and opportunities. Answer C. 20. Which amendment act of the Constitution made elementary education a fundamental right? A. 42nd. B. 44th. C. 86th. D. None of the above. Answer C.